Uh-oh. Meeting is being live streamed. Oh boy.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yep.
So people can see us now.
Should be able to.
Okay. Great. Glad I comb my hair. Yes. So everything with the chat and how many people, I have no idea. I can't. So I just got you and that's it. So just keep me
in
the loop.
Alrighty, I see you.
You're sideways and you're kind of frozen.
Okay, hang on.
Okay.
Zoom.
There you go.
Oh, there we go. I got you there. Should be good, I do believe. Well, I appreciate you doing it. I gained 4 subscribers just from announcing.
Perfect.
Just from announcing you being on the show.
It's probably my mom and my aunt and my uncle.
Gotcha. I wish I could go split screen on this, but I haven't figured out how to do it yet.
You got me, man. I'm an idiot when it comes to this stuff. I got a beer and a whiskey.
It just flips back and forth whenever one person is talking.
Oh, I got you.
On
mine, you're the main thing, and I'm the little guy up in the corner. So,
well, that's exactly what mine looks like. So, right. But I can see the chat on my laptop. Tony Stansberry's already here. He said, "Good job on the belt, Joel."
Appreciate it. Thank you. Easy day. Well, Cody's not watching.
You look pretty comfortable, but we'll get to that. We'll get to it. Yeah, I guess I'm not going to be doing it split screen, I guess. Well. All right, yeah, so wait a couple, maybe another minute or two. Tracy Hayer Arm Wrestling is here. He said also, good job, Joel.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Christian Ashby is here. He says hello.
Hello.
If you guys are in the chat, if you guys are watching, make sure you guys say hi in the chat. Also, like the live stream and make sure you're subscribed.
And know that I can't see the chat, so anything you guys say, he's feeding it to me.
Yep. I'll read everything off to you.
That's all right. I probably don't want to see a lot of it.
I should have, well, it's no big deal. We can maybe do it another time, but whenever you use just your cell phone and not go through Zoom, it'll feed you the chat right on your phone. You should be able to see it, but no biggie.
I don't know.
I'm just posting it to Facebook here, the stream, and tagging you, Micah Man. Cool.
Everybody will see who your guest is this week, and you'll have like 4 people watching.
I guarantee you we're going to get quite a few. So, all right, Joel.
Yes, sir.
We've waited a few minutes. We got a few people in here. We already got 9 people watching. Joel, I appreciate you coming on. Welcome to East Ohio Arm Wrestling Podcast.
Thanks for having me.
You being on. For anybody watching, our guest this week is Mr. Joel Hudik. Welcome to the show.
You said my name right. I've heard all kinds of different ways to say my last name, so thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem. No problem at all. So the first thing that I'd like to do, if you would, just tell us about yourself, Joel.
Wow. Well, I'm 42 years old. I'm a drywaller. Me and my brother own a drywall company. I've been arm wrestling about 10 years. It'll be 10 years this August, actually. So
Nice.
I still feel like the new guy sometimes, but and I get around some people, I feel like the seasoned veteran guy sometimes. So it's kind of a strange sport.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, you're only a couple years older than me. I'm 38.
Okay,
but I got a whole lot more gray. I got a whole lot more gray than you.
I don't know, man. Bad lighting here. I'm all gray. I'm all bald.
No big deal. No big deal. So you've been in the sport for about 10 years. You want to tell us about your team or anything? Who do you train with?
Well, when I first started, what's that?
Or do you train? Because
well, let me tell you, 10 years ago when I went to my first, I went to my first event it was August of 2013, I believe, and it was out in Fayette, Ohio. What's it called, the Bull Thistle Festival, or it's like, their softball tournament, chicken barbecue festival. And
yeah,
I heard about a tournament, and I went out there, and never seen an arm wrestling table in my life, but I've always loved the sport. My whole life, any flat surface, I was lost you. I don't know what happened there. Anyways,
you're good.
I arm wrestled my whole life, and I heard about this tournament, and I'd never seen a table. And I go to me and some of my buddies, get in the truck, head out to Fayette. It's like a half-hour drive, and I get there, and it's Quinlan Mendez is there, Dan Mosier, I believe, was there, and this was the NWO Pullers. This is some of the best arm wrestlers in the state.
Yeah.
So I get there, and I'm scared to death. Because I thought I was a good arm wrestler, and then luckily for me that day there was an amateur class, so I got in the amateur class and I won. But then afterwards everybody's slow pulling. I remember grabbing a hold of Quinlan, and I was thinking, holy shit, I suck at this. Like, I'm nowhere near.
And that was your first event?
My very first event.
Holy moly! And you won the amateur class.
I won the amateurs. Won the amateurs.
Well, still,
but, yeah,
that's awesome.
I don't.
Was that your first?
What's that?
Was that your first time, like on a table, or?
I still got the Facebook memory still pops up, and I'm standing like 8 inches away from the table. My legs spread out, like how it is. Your first time, you never. Yeah, and it was awesome. But I'm glad there was an amateur event that day, because I think if I'd have went there and it just would have been an open class, and I'd have got smoked, I might have said, well, maybe this ain't for me. But it kept me coming back, and I don't think I lost a right-handed amateur match ever.
Wow.
I think 3 or 4 tournaments, and then they told me, you're done. Like, you got to get out of here and go to the open class.
That's great. Who was it that which promoter told you that you wasn't allowed to go amateur anymore? Do you remember?
I think it was like Dan Perez and Justin Schaffner. Quinlan was running some stuff with them. The NWO Pullers, Drew Shang. There's a whole bunch of them guys. Chad Knopfsinger, all these guys, and they're all like, all right, you're done with this, because
right,
which is cool, But then the open class is a whole different animal for me. But
oh yeah, how did you do? And whenever you transitioned to the open class?
Well, I'll tell you what. At the smaller events, when I was going to, there was. So my first year in the sport, less than a year, and I went up to Michigan State, and I won the novice class at Michigan State in 2014. And I got in the open class too, and I ended up 3rd.
Wow.
So then,
Holy moly.
boy, that's a long time ago. But it all depends on the tournament. You know, the smaller events I was doing pretty well, and then, you know, man, I went to the Arnold like a year in, went 2-0. Went down to New Orleans to the WL finals, like a year in, went 2-0. So
yeah.
I mean, I took my lumps for sure, but like the smaller events I was doing, you know, you beat a big name guy back then, and it just kept me interested, coming back for more.
Oh yeah, that's awesome, man. I tell you, that's saying something whenever you win the amateurs and get third in open at Michigan State.
Yeah, that was, man. But I was back then. I was all in. I was training like I because after that first event, you know, when I won the amateurs, and then I gripped up Quinlan after pulling, and I realized this is a whole different thing. Like it's one of those things, but I want to learn this. I want to know what the fuck that was, because I'm a strong guy, and this dude just made me feel. And he's just sitting there pronating a little bit, staring at me, and you know, I'm standing 8 inches away from the table with my arm all stretched out, you know. But
wow,
it was. I'm definitely glad I went to that tournament.
Yeah. Now, did you have all the pain, aches and pains starting out, just like everybody else?
The toothache in your arm.
Oh,
yeah. I remember when we were. So this is all in the first couple of years, you know. And I made an arm wrestling table out of wood. I didn't have a table yet. So
I got one right there.
Yeah, I think I built 2 of them, and we were arm wrestling in my garage. Me and like some of my buddies and couple of my uncles. We were just messing around, and this is on a Friday night, and I got good and sore. I mean, it hurt like hell. And then on Saturday, we were having a party. Like Friday, we were getting ready for the party. Saturday, we were having the party. We started doing it again.
Oh,
I ended up in a chair for like an hour and a half, rocking back and forth. Like, I tell you what, damn near in tears. It hurts. It felt like my bones were cracked.
Oh yeah.
So I remember all that pain, and I don't usually get that pain anymore, but I still get. It's just different now, I should say.
Yeah. It's more the working out, like the pump kind of soreness now. You know, at least for me, it is.
Yeah.
Now, if I ever attempt to try to pull twice in 1 week, like for 2 practices or something like that, you must. I'm sitting in the chair rocking.
Yeah.
That's what I'm doing.
That's for guys in their 20s, maybe early 30s, but you know, I need time. It's almost more beneficial for me to rest than train anymore.
Really?
It's a fine line, because I go to the gym and I'm working out 4 or 5 days a week. Then I go to practice and I just don't feel. But if I take a couple weeks off and you feel, you know, because my job's hard. I do drywall, so it's my tendons take a pounding regardless.
Right.
So it's almost more beneficial for me. And like I get together with John Isola and Mickey Vance and Chris Taninka and some of these guys, and we'll just grip up nice and easy. Like I'm hurting, guys. My elbow's kind of screwed up. Don't be ripping into me here, because that's worse than,
right.
You know, I don't know. It's a fine line for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, that's your blood flow. Like me, I have to do blood flow. If I don't do blood flow, like 1,000 reps of like 10, 15 pounds, you know, different movements. If I don't do that, I'm hurting worse.
Right.
Than if I just rested.
Yes. But so, you know, when you were 23 years old, you can do it all day.
Oh, probably, yeah.
You know, do whatever you want. But so
I was unlucky enough to only find the sport when I was like 36.
Right.
So I've only been in it a little over 2 years.
Yeah. I think I was 33. So
yeah, just imagine how steep you would have jumped up if you would have found it when you were 19 or 20.
Maybe, but you know, maybe not. Maybe, who knows? Maybe I would have got my ass kicked and then quit. Or I don't know. It's hard to say, man. I'm just glad I find when I did. I look at guys like Cody Smith and Niles and these guys.
Yeah.
I think it's so awesome that they found the sport this young. Like these guys are like my little brothers. So
Yeah, exactly.
It's like looking in the mirror when I see these guys.
We got a couple young guys in our club, Justice and Brian. Justice is only like 17 and Brian's like 24. So I'm like, these guys are getting it early.
Yep.
They're training these tendons and stuff nice and early. It's really good.
Yeah, it is. I wish I would have, like, I knew that there was arm wrestling back then, because a guy that lives in my town actually was like a world champion.
Wow.
And I just never, I never asked him. I guess I should have just said, hey, dude, I want to get into this. Where do I go? Who do I train? What do I do? Right. I never did. But he was pretty unapproachable back then. He was a big, scary dude. So,
Do you remember his name?
His name's Dan Victor.
Dan Victor.
Dan Victor was, I believe, ranked number. What's that?
I said somebody tag him.
Yeah, I don't know. He might be on Facebook. He's one of the guys who he was ranked number 1 in the world, left-handed. This is back in the, I don't know, sometime in the 90s. He's a big dude, big strong guy, 200 and who knows what, 60, 80. And he used to run around with Cobra. That's kind of how I met Cobra back then, before
Gotcha.
I started competing.
Gotcha. So you knew Cobra before you even started pulling? I
knew Cobra, I should say. I was just a kid. Cobra didn't know me, but when he would come into town,
Gotcha.
He would come into town. I would see him and be there, at the bar or whatever. Yeah. But I didn't dare talk to Cobra. He was just there with Dan, and I would don't fuck with these dudes.
Yeah,
because you just don't know.
Jeez. Now, are you doing any training specifically with any clubs right now?
I train so when the weather is nice, I hold practices out in my pole barn, and I have big awesome. Sunday practices. So John Isla, John.
Yeah,
I got a dude who lives right down the road from me that doesn't even compete, named Chris Stadenka, who is an absolute horse. I mean, he just sits there and holds me. Nice. Just one of those guys.
That's Mickey a great Vance. Training partner right there.
Yeah. Mickey Vance, I don't know if you know Mick. Mickey's 6'3", 325. Got the left arm of Travis Bagent, but Mickey wants to go out and hunt and fish. Right. But hey, you got to come over to my house this weekend because I'm going to use your arm.
Yeah, exactly.
But I train. I train with Juan and Vollmer and Joe Teat and Maury's around. All them guys and John. Yeah. And, I try to get out to their practices. I got a damn cat rubbing my leg here. So yeah, I mean, there's the NWO Polar guys too that they're on and off. But if I can get out there and train with Justin Schaffner and and Perez and Knopfsinger and there's a bunch of them, man. There's Jesse Stahl, a bunch of these guys that I definitely try to hook up with those guys too.
Yeah. Yeah, I just started really learning everybody's names and trying to get to know the community in the last year or so, because I didn't do any competing my entire first year. I took 1 year to learn the sport, and then I started.
Right.
So it's just,
and that's fine.
Yeah, it worked out okay.
Might as well beat the hell out of your tendons when nobody's watching, Yeah. And then...
Exactly. We got a couple chats here. Jeff Wilkinson, his name is Wilkie on YouTube. He says, "Evening, boys. Joel, awesome match at BAO. You're beast and fun to watch."
I appreciate that.
Juan Ortega is in the chat. Says Joel is the man.
Thank you, Juan.
Daniel Fenton's in the chat. He said, "Ooh. That's what beer's for." LOL. I'm assuming that was back.
Yeah, the
he's talking about something else.
Daniel Fenton is one of the strongest dudes you'll ever grab a hold of. Unbelievable.
Yeah. I haven't been able to grip up with him, but he come to our Kiwanis event in November, and nobody
No.
Nobody budged his hand
No.
past that.
We'll just flat wrist, flat palm, and
Yeah.
it's
Nobody
pretty
budged
impressive.
him at all. Yeah. Chris Drummond's in the chat. He says, "Hi guys, hello, Chris.
What's up, dude? Been a long time."
Josh Croxell's in here. He says, "How's it going?" He also said he loved the match at Hard Rock Cafe.
Thank
Awesome.
You. That was a lot of good
Otha
matches.
Loving is in the chat. He said, "What up, Billy? What's up, Otha?"
What's up, buddy? He was there.
Yeah,
That's a strong boy there too.
Yes, he is. Very strong.
Very impressed with him.
Yeah. So we're caught up on the chat. So we kind of went over how you got into arm wrestling. So I wanted to talk to you about how you got into the WAL. Like how did that come to be?
Well, so honestly, when I first started arm wrestling, this was back in, I started in late, August of 13 and into 2014. And I was kind of just starting to get to know Quinlan a little bit. Like we weren't training really together. We were just, coming across each other. And I think we were at an event somewhere, maybe out in Bryan, Ohio or somewhere, one of his events. And he was just talking about it. I never heard of the WAL. I think they only had maybe one tournament. I think he went down to maybe Columbus and pulled in one of their qualifiers. And I didn't know what it was, but I wanted to know. I wanted to go to these. So I think the next one might have been so there was Columbus, if I remember right, Chicago, maybe Atlantic City and Vegas. I can't remember all of it, but so I went to Chicago. Me and some buddies and people went and took a trip out to Chicago and I walk in this WAL weigh-in and I'm like, oh boy, holy shit, this is not the local tournaments I've been to. There's guys like Devin and Cobra and just everybody. And I'm like, oh boy. My first match, I drew Chad Silvers. I didn't know who he was at the time because I didn't know shit.
Oh boy.
He hammered the piss out of me. I remember Quinlan says, "Who'd you draw?" And I said, "Some Chad Silvers." He says, "Oh, you're in trouble." Oh, thanks. Appreciate that.
Thanks, bud.
And I end up winning a match, my second match against, I think, a guy that was fairly new, just like me. Then I lost my third match it was kind of a good match, and I just lost. And I ended up, but it wasn't about the arm wrestling. That was about getting there, meeting some people, kind of getting your
some
foot
exposure. Yeah,
I'm trying to get into the sport, and I don't know anybody. I don't even know. Honestly, man, I didn't even know how to arm wrestle. I was just a strong guy. So I'm learning. I'm trying to learn, and I end up, I went 1-2 there. But so then I don't know when the WO finals that year were in New Orleans. And I did not qualify, but some spots opened up. There just happened to be a left arm 195 spot. So I think I emailed WAL back then, like, hey, I've been training hard, running around I used Quinlan's name a lot back then because he was the dude. And they asked me to come. All I had to do was get to New Orleans. So nice. Shit, all right. So we go to New Orleans. And once when I get there, I'm just the punching bag, bottom seed, Todd Hutchings' first match.
Oh.
And I went to New Orleans and I went 2-0.
Oh boy.
And it was the funnest trip ever. Like running around Bourbon Street with all these arm wrestlers that I didn't really know. And I went 2-0 at the Arnold that year too. So all you new guys, stick with it.
Yeah.
Success in arm wrestling is a lot like being pregnant, right? Everybody wants to say congratulations, but they don't know how many times you've been fucked, right?
Oh my god!
So stick with it.
Oh,
there's good things coming, right? So yeah,
somebody write that one down.
Yeah. so the WAL, then like 2015, 16, I was training. We were running qualifiers, and I started climbing. I started getting big wins, and making it, qualifying, getting out of the qualifier, going to regionals, making it. I'm trying to remember back then, making it to the finals, and then when the super match series came around in 2018, I believe, I made the cut. I guess they called me up, and I think it was because of my match with Mike Solaris in Chicago year before. We went on. It was like a 7-minute grinder of restarts and fouls, and I think that was like, all right. So then they set me up with Mike Solaris in a super match, which didn't work out for me very well because I blew my elbow apart.
Oh, geez.
But that's how my WAL career, I guess you want to call it. But I feel the same way about the WAL that a lot of people do. I think they should go back to tournament formats, let everybody get in and start over. Because there's a lot of new blood out there. There's some dudes that can freaking arm wrestle.
Tons of new blood right now.
I think
Holy.
Just tournament format, WL, I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do, if they're gonna do anything, but they don't call me. I'm just a little guy, but I just know what I hear from other guys.
Now they're just the word on the street, I guess, that they posted something on Facebook or YouTube or something yesterday or the day before, and it said it was WL. It said some things to come or something like that.
Yeah.
So they were like hinting around again about.
Yeah, I've heard rumors from some of the guys. I don't want to say any names because I don't know what's true and what's.
Yeah.
Some about a potential comeback or maybe a different angle at it, but I'm just, if they call or email me, I'm gladly come and arm wrestle. But I'm not their Devin or them guys that they pay a bunch. My contract was really small compared to theirs.
Gotcha. Do you have any fun stories you'd like to share with everybody about your time at WAL? You got anything? Man,
I don't really have any good, like, boy, if I did have any, they probably, I mean, I don't, boy. A lot of the fun stuff happened after the tournaments and we all went out, but I don't have any good stories. Yeah, but tell you, there's on 2 occasions in Chicago, and I think it was Chicago, maybe New Orleans. I had an opportunity to go out in the town with Kenny Hughes.
Oh, wow.
And the dude was, and loved him. He was an awesome guy, He was crazier in person than that TV show made him look. That was him. Like, that was real. Like, that's what he was. And it was, so I don't have any good stories really, but it was pretty cool to meet him and then go out and, like, because I remember watching Game of Arms and I was like, this dude is a maniac. I love him. And then I'm running around with him in New Orleans, Chicago, and that's him. That was not an act. And it was, it was fucking pretty cool.
That's awesome. Rest in peace, Kenny Hughes, for sure.
Absolutely. He was a good guy too. And he actually had a really good personality. Like, when it was just one-on-one thing, like he was a soft dude, he was cool. Like, he would sit there and talk to you and yeah. So I liked Kenny a lot.
That's awesome. Back to the chat. Toby Sanchez, he says, strong man right there. Awesome guy.
Back at you, Toby. Hey, I'm coming for you now, bud. Now that I know.
Yeah, right. Toby's a beast, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Chris Drummond said, I ought to come out to practice before the East versus West qualifier.
Which qualifier is he going? I know Cobra's
Chris,
having one on.
If you're still in here, post in the comments which qualifier you're going to try to hit up.
I think Cobra's having one on April 1st in Fort Wayne.
I think so.
I was going to try to hit that one maybe if I'm in shape, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. I was definitely thinking about hitting that up and at least just going,
Right. Yeah, Cobra called me up the other. He called me to tell me that he's doing this. I'm like, oh, hell yeah, I'll be there, man. Like, but he's like, I don't call Cobra. He calls me because I don't want to call Cobra and bug him.
Right.
He'll just jump on the phone call everybody. But when Cobra does something, when he runs an event, everybody's going. That's just the way it is.
Yeah. Chris says he'll be at Fort Wayne. Let's see. Lawrence Bell's here. He says, "What's up, guys?" He's a new puller.
Welcome. You're
Toby,
screwed.
yeah, right. Toby Sanchez also says that he'd like a friendly match with Quinlan.
I would love to see that friendly match. You know, Quinlan just had recently a back surgery and a neck surgery.
Yeah.
So Quinlan's not the same guy he was a few years ago, but he's always going to be a beast. But once he gets healthy, we can set that up, I think.
That'll be fun.
Yeah. He's still really good. He just got to get past these injuries.
Juan says meta misery, whatever that means.
That's what I grew up in a little town called Metamora, and that's what Cobra calls it, meta misery.
Oh, okay.
Because that's pretty good name. It fits.
Wilkie, he says, would you say that's been highlight of your arm wrestling career so far? I think he's talking about the WAL. And are you looking to continue and try to climb in huge events, or do you prefer the smaller events?
Was he asking if the WL is the highlight of my career?
He's asking, do you think that the WAL was the highlight of your career, or are you going to try to shoot for bigger?
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Another big event, to really get big.
WO was probably the bit, because that was the thing going on, and it was on ESPN, it was on Bleacher Report, and it was awesome. But honestly, like, I don't, man, I'm like 40, and I'm not getting old. I'm not saying, because there's guys in their 50s and all this, but depends if I get some ambition to do. My daughter's 6 years old. My daughter Josie, she's like, if she's got basketball practice on a Saturday, that's what I'm doing. I'm gonna try not to. I have to schedule the stuff. I'm gonna do it, but I'm not. I don't know. Maybe if I could qualify for the East First West and get myself in some kind of condition. And I'm looking at guys like Paul Lynn and Craig, and I'm like, God damn, like maybe I can get, but I don't work as hard as they do right now. So
right.
But we'll see. I might, you never know. I might try to, because my job allows me to be strong. Like I can go win smaller events, and in my opinion, but to go compete with those guys, I mean, you got to be dialed in, 4 phases: nutrition, cardio, sleep, the gym. You have to have all of it. There's no screwing around. So
yeah,
and I like to
you got to take things to another level.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
Let's see here. Dave Shea's in the chat. He says, "What up, Joel?"
Big Dave, my buddy.
Dave
lives like 45 minutes from me, and we don't even train together.
Oh, geez, Dave, you better get down there and get some training with him. He also asked, "Are you coming to the Buckeye Brawl?"
I think that's the plan. John, my buddy John, my training partner, has a super match, so
gotcha.
I got to at least go make sure he doesn't get his ass kicked.
John is actually in the chat. John Islay, he's in the chat. He said that would mean I'm ancient. LOL. I think he's talking about age.
But he is ancient, but he's a strong son bitch.
Yeah.
He's just a big, strong boy.
Yeah.
If I can get him, if he would just listen to me on how to actually arm wrestle, he'd be like John Brzenk, but he's just John Isola. So
that's funny. John, you better be paying attention. Start taking these pointers.
He does, and then he goes on the table and does the same thing. So I got to beat it into him, like repetition.
Right.
Stop doing that thing you're doing and do, but it's what it is. I do this, like, it's easy to see when somebody's doing something when you're standing off to the side. They can't see it. You can, and I have somebody come up to me and tell me you're doing this and this. Like, I didn't know that, but somebody standing there can see it. So you got to listen to your teammates.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yep. Juan says John is strong AF.
Yep.
Dave Shea also said, awesome, John is the man. And I barely practice or I would come by for sure.
Shit, I always got beer in the fridge, Dave.
There you go.
Think Dave will have a beer with me?
He's already offering. You better get down there.
He won't, man. He's the most strict, like I wish I was like Dave when it came to that, to fitness. But me and Dave are total opposites. That dude is fit. And he looks great for it. He's older than I am. Few years.
Yeah.
Just ripped. And I'm like,
yeah. I got to meet Dave up
sure.
in Toledo, or not in Bowling Green. I got to meet Dave in Bowling Green.
He's just a fit. I think he's been that way his whole life, just fit, and I think that's awesome.
Yeah,
he should be in a he should have his own magazine or something.
Let's see. John said in the chat, "I am. It's a process." LOL.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Dave Shea said, food. I am coming, whatever that is. LOL.
Hey, I got this cat. I got my daughter's cat here driving me insane. I'm going to take it up and walk it, and I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Cool?
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
If you guys have any questions, go ahead and post them in the chat, and I'll make sure that we ask him for Joel, because he cannot see the chat right now. So if you guys have any questions or comments you want to tell them, or any questions you want to ask, just post them in the comments and in the chat, and then I will ask them. Let's see. To elaborate on the difference between Gzilla, I will ask him as soon as he gets back. I will ask him as soon as he gets back. Man, 27 people watching. That's awesome. Thank you guys for tuning into today's podcast. I really appreciate it. If you guys can, while you're here, just hop out of the chat. Do me a big favor. Hop out of the chat, exit out of the chat, and hit that like button. And if you're not subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate it. Juan, I will ask him after I ask him a question.
Back.
Gabe.
Damn. Sorry about that.
Yeah. No problem, man. No problem. I do have a question from Gabe Robinson. He asks, could Joel elaborate on the difference between getting mentally ready for an arm wrestling competition than when he competed in Badman contests?
Oh boy. So Gabe, I was wondering if it was the same Gabe Robinson. I went to school with him and his brother. Super great guys. So I don't know. I used to fight in the tough man contest in Toledo years ago. I don't want to get punched in the face anymore.
How old were you whenever you did that?
Like mid-20s, maybe 26 or so.
Gotcha.
Yeah. But yeah, it's the same thing, man. Honestly, that's a good question, because I'm not afraid to lose at arm wrestling, and I'm not afraid to get my ass kicked either. It's just, you don't want to do it in front of like your mom and everybody you know. You take me out back, kick the shit out of me, I'm gonna be fine. But when you're on a stage or in a ring, or then you feel like there's a different feeling to it. You don't want to get beat up in front of all your buddies. So it's like that competitive anxiety where you're like scared to death. Oh, hi, sweetie. Well, my daughter's coming to say hi. Say hi to everybody.
Hello one.
So yeah, it's like that. You know how it is, man. When you're pacing around, then you get anxious and you're nervous. Honestly, man, you're scared to death. I heard Mike Tyson say he was scared when he fought. Yeah. So that makes us all feel better, right? Because if Mike Tyson was scared, then we're all allowed to be scared.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's the same kind of feeling when you're whether any kind of competitive sport, I think.
Gotcha. Juan, he said, ask Joel to tell the story of Meta Misery.
Which one? I think he. So, all right, it's not even that good of a story, but it's the story of how I met Cobra.
Okay.
I didn't really meet Cobra. I met him. He didn't meet me. But I don't know if Cobra wants me to tell this or not. But Cobra back.
Don't do anything that you don't feel comfortable doing.
Yeah, I don't know. And maybe if Cobra comes in the chat and says, go ahead. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe I don't want to because, you know what I mean? I don't want Cobra to say, what the, I get a call there. What the hell is wrong with you?
No problem at all. No problem at all. Gabe said, thanks for answering the question.
Problem.
Juan says, you're doing good, Billy. I appreciate that one. Thank you. Jeff says, smash the like button for sure. Thank you. Silas Mendez says, what's up, Joel? Dirt.
That kid's been calling me Joel. That's Quinlan's boy.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Every time I go over and see, every time I see that kid, what's up, Joel Dirt? Love that. Love that. All of his kids are awesome. Yeah, that's awesome.
Cool.
That's funny. Joel Dirt. Quinlan probably typed that. It wasn't even Silas. It was Quinlan sitting there being a keyboard smart ass.
Right. He's like, hey, son, let me see your phone. DJ Fenton is asking for any good strap tips.
Keep them towards you. Keep the strap towards you, toward down, down here, if you got it up by your knuckles and up by your wrist, no good, no bueno. You want everything towards you, and you'll know once you start getting more comfortable, you'll know what I'm talking about. You'll feel that because when a ref puts the strap on you, sometimes you're like, oh boy, yeah, you're screwed. And sometimes, they tighten down you and you're like, I'm about to get fucked.
Yeah, right.
You just know that. So
yeah,
that's all I got right now. But yeah.
Gotcha. Dustin Jolliffe is in the chat. He says, what's up, man?
What's going on, buddy? He's a strong boy too.
Oh man. That was a wild match there.
Yeah. So Blaze gave me and Cody match of the night or whatever he called that.
Yeah.
Match of the night. I thought it was Joey and him. I thought it was those guys. That was amazing.
I think he called it performance of the night. I think it's because you guys was talking smack to each other.
Yeah, I guess we were talking.
It was entertaining. It was definitely entertaining.
You were reffing, so I don't really remember how it all went down. But I just remember Cody kind of pissed me off a little bit.
Oh.
That like, I don't want to fight the dude. He's
No,
young. He's
no,
beat the hell out of me. But I might fight him. We could probably set that up later. But
oh my goodness. Arm fight.
No, like he was talking all kinds of trash to me, like, pull through that. You're strong. I'm like, boy, if I could breathe, I would, I'm trying.
Yeah, right.
So
did you feel that whenever you pulling him, and did you feel like you were connected enough to pull through his arm?
When the first match I blew right through him. I think he just maybe missed the go, or I hit the go, whatever it was. It was that second match because when Cody's pulling, he's setting up inside. That's where he's going in, and it's hard to it's hard for me to top roll that.
Yeah.
So I just committed to doing the same thing. So I'm like, all right, if that's where we're going, let's just go there. And the second match, he hit and he took me out of off center. He did the right thing what he wants. So I'm stuck over here. And I'm like, all right, I've been here. As long as I can stop a match and we're going to start arm wrestling, I feel like I'm going to win 99% of those. And so I stopped and I'm like, okay, I'm good. And I went to drive sideways and my arm didn't move. I'm like, oh, fuck.
Oh, boy.
This boy's strong. And he even told me, I'm strong. You're strong. He's trying to get in my head. So I'm trying to figure out a way, and I'm working around, get my shoulder. And finally I figured it out, pulled through him. And when he was talking to that third match, I knew as soon as I get you down to the pad, you little son of a bitch, I'm going to start talking, say something. So that's what that was about.
That's hilarious.
Well, I don't know. I had to say something back. I couldn't just let him do all the talking.
Right.
but he's a good kid, man. I like that guy.
Yeah, it was a very entertaining match for sure. Corin Baker Herrick, she's in the chat. Says hello from the Herricks.
Some of my best friends right there.
Awesome.
Yep.
Hello, Corin. Tracy Hare Arm Wrestling. He says, what's the best things you recommend to work on for an amateur starting out arm wrestling?
Best thing for an amateur, I would say, I think a lot of amateurs think that arm wrestling is you go into the gym and you do a bunch of curls, right? That's the first thing that you go through. Then, but it's a lot of your hand and wrist and forearm. Arm wrestling is all right here. You need your bicep and your elbow and your shoulder, all these things. But if you can control something up here, then. But for an amateur man, I would say go to practice. Find your club, find your people.
Yeah.
Find the guys that have been doing it a while and just listen to what they tell you. If they tell you something, listen to it, try it, practice it, and keep coming back. And that, because this takes time. Like I don't care how strong you are. You can be the guy in the gym bench pressing 500 pounds.
Yeah.
You come over to my house on a Sunday, I'm going to bust your ass on an arm wrestling table. It's not the same. So you just listen to your guys and just try to learn as much as you can.
Yeah. Table time.
Yep.
That's all I did for the entire first year, for sure.
Yep.
Joe Teeple, he says, great job, Joel. Proud of you, man.
Thank you. Teapot.
Adam Cox, he's in the chat. He said, Joel, talk a little bit about the guy that blew through Pablo at Illinois State.
I didn't really see all that. I think what it was there is Pablo pulled if I remember it, he was it was at the super heavyweight class, and was a big dude. I don't know how. I never heard of him. Maybe I didn't. I didn't really pay that close attention. But I did see a guy busting Pablo's ass, but I think Pablo pulled every class like he does.
Yeah,
and it was one of those things where he just ran into a dude that was fairly fresh and got caught. That's what I think.
Yeah.
Because when Pablo loses like that, it's got to be what it is, right? He's
right. Adam Cox also said, I met Joel at Wisconsin State Tournament years ago.
There were some fun ones up there. Yeah. Tony Katowski used to run them up there, and it was always a good time.
Yeah. Do you tend to, like, in your experience, do you tend to kind of, I don't know, just your opinion, which do you kind of like or more lean to? Tournaments that are ran by arm wrestlers or tournaments that are ran by promoters?
I don't. So I'm going to say like Steve Pettis, he's promoting, but he's an arm wrestler. So to me, it's a lot of the same thing. I see like Marshall and Juan, these guys are running events in Toledo area, but they're arm wrestlers. They're newer arm wrestlers. So they're trying to do all of it. And it's hard to balance all that, but I don't really know of anybody promoting, doing all that. That either they were either an arm wrestler or they still are. And
now let me ask you this: whenever you were in the WAL, the tournament format, were they the people putting that on? Were they arm wrestlers or were they businessmen?
Well, so it all depends on which phase of it, because there was the small qualifiers where you started like the locals. There was local events, which the arm wrestlers actually ran those. Me and Quinlan would run one, and then there would be one in like Sandusky. They were spread out. And then once you got up to the when you're out in Vegas, they got all, like, Travis was big time involved back then too. So, and he's very good at that. And there's business people telling these arm wrestling people what to do, because they had ESPN there, and that was pretty wild back then to be out there in Vegas and see how that all works with the cameras. It was pretty cool.
Yeah. Oh, I can imagine that was probably a really good time.
Yeah.
So let's talk about your BAL opportunity that you had, and then how you took that down.
Can't even. This
Nice.
thing's so heavy. It's real gold, real diamonds. It's too heavy. I'm gonna put it down. I had to do that. Anyways, what was that?
That's awesome. Yeah, I'm really happy for you on that one. Let's talk about how you got into VAL. If anybody doesn't know, Barrett Arm Wrestling League, ran by Blaze Barrett and Joe Glue, and Blaze's daughter, Gypsy. They're putting on great arm wrestling content, great arm wrestling events, super match events so far. There's been 3 of them. I've been lucky enough to referee the 3 events, and thank you so much for that. So can you kind of explain to everybody how you got into that?
So Blaze contacted John Isla. I mean, I don't know if it was how he got his name. I don't know. John contacted me and said, "Hey, Blaze Barrett dude just called." So he kind of put me and John kind of went and talked to him.
Yeah.
And I didn't know who he was. So everybody watching, if you don't know who Blaze Barrett is, his daughter is Gabby Barrett. She's the country singer. If you've been living under a rock, she's been on tour with Jason Aldean and Toby Keith, and it just, she's a superstar. Yeah. So
yeah, she gets really good music. I really like her stuff.
Get on YouTube. You're already on YouTube, so don't click off this, but write it down. Go check her out, because you probably are. She was on American Idol. She's a superstar. So Blaze is her dad. He called. He came to a tournament up in Maumee, actually, and then the dude runs a hell of a. He built a cage, which I heard a lot of people talking kind of shit about that, but I thought that was cool.
Yeah,
I think that's kind of cool. They need to bring the camera in there closer, but so so me and John decided, okay, well, let's do this. We'll help you out, whatever you need. We'll contact arm wrestlers, whatever you think. And he's got a lot of other guys involved, but and that's how this started. And it's fairly new. What are we, 3 events in?
Yeah, 3 events. Yeah.
So, and I'm not one of the organizers. But I'm just, if he needs anything, he can call me up and I'll do whatever he needs, I guess.
Yeah. So you just knowing John Esla, you were
just kind of thrown into it.
Able to get in and get a match.
Well, he had Blaze actually wanted me to pull for the belt back in August.
Oh, okay.
I told him, yeah, I'll be there at the Kennywood deal. I don't know if you were repping that one.
Yep.
But I'm like, that date, like August, I wasn't thinking clearly. Then I'm like, about a month before, I'm like, dude, that's my daughter's birthday.
Oh boy.
I can't, no way. I can't, it didn't work out where I could bring her. So I'm like, I'm not going to arm wrestle on her birthday. So anyway, Cody won the belt. And I just told Blaze, I said, just when he wins the belt, I'll just go kick the shit out of him at the next one.
Oh, snap.
Easy day.
Yeah, you missed out on that. Was a very, very awesome event right there. With everybody watching, and they had the band and everything. It was sweet.
Yeah, I heard it was. Yeah.
The man himself, Joe Glue, he's in the chat. He said, "What up, guys? Great show as always."
What's up,
Thanks
Joe?
for tuning in, Joe.
Joe and Gypsy are some pretty cool people.
Yeah,
good people.
Great people. Yeah. Tracy Hare Arm Wrestling asks, if you had a chance to pull Solaris again, how do you think you would do? You think you're stronger than when you faced him at WAL?
Well, I'll tell you what. So I think the reason I pulled Mike in that super match was because of our match like a year and a half prior to that in Chicago. Like we got into a 7-minute, grinder.
Yeah.
Fouls, restarts. He was King's moving. I was flop pressing, just trying to, and just it was a great match. It's probably my best match I've ever been a part of. The hardest match, anyways.
Yeah.
And
7 minutes
I
is
think
a
that's why they
long
extended.
match.
Oh yeah,
That is oh my goodness.
Terrible. Like it ruined my arm for months. Like,
Oh,
you can't just pull like that. But I wanted to beat that dude so bad. So then they start the super match series up, and they I think within their mind it was, okay, we'll set these two together and it's going to be a career-ending grinder. Like,
oh boy.
you guys are going to murder each other. And I hate when people, I fucking hate when people make excuses. But my elbow was so screwed up, I couldn't do what I wanted to do. So I was trying to do what Mike does. I was trying to top roll with Mike Solaris, who's got one of the biggest hands, strongest hands, and he was just kicking the shit out of me, just top rolling me open. Like, there's nothing I could do. So the third match, I'm like, all right, screw it. And I kind of bang inside him, like, dude,
Ooh.
Go ahead, just break it, And I stopped him for a minute, or not a minute, but I stopped him for a little bit, and even in my elbow blew it actually blew the tendons out. Mike even said, it's like, he says, dude, I felt it vibrate down my arm. Like, oh, it's all right, it ain't his fault. So yeah, I think if I pulled him now, if we were in the same shape as we were right then, or whatever, however you want to do it, I would definitely do it different. I would hook him all day.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do what I did, trust me, but that's all a learning curve, man. It's cool. Yeah. I've had my ass kicked plenty of times in my life.
I gotcha. Logan Cooper's in the chat. He said, "What's up, fellas?" Logan.
Congratulations on the new baby, Logan.
Yeah. He Logan showed up pretty well at the BAL3 event.
Yes, he did.
Win. He looked very good.
I don't want nothing to do with that dude right now.
Jessica Hooray is in the chat. He says, "Great job, Joel."
Thank you. Appreciate it, bud.
Let's see here. DJ Fenton got a comment here. Let's see. When I first started, Joel helped me out a lot. For some reason, I could always hear his voice in the crowd coaching. I won a couple match because of that. Definitely a good dude.
Yeah. DJ, well, when he showed up on the scene, man, like, all you got to do is tell him like one thing, and he's going to bust somebody's ass. Like, DJ, squeeze. And that's it.
Squeeze. Let's see. Jonas La, BAL connection all happened by accident, but was meant to be. It will go through the roof in time. Awesome. Logan says, I appreciate it, brother. Logan said, I appreciate it, brother. Yep. John said, Joel is a beast and will hold on to that BAL belt for a very long time.
Thanks, bro. We'll see. I mean,
yep. Now, do you know if you got any ideas on if you're going to pull soon, or maybe in 23 for the belt or anything like that?
I honestly, like, I've talked to Blaze a few times about some potential matches and potential, like maybe Daytona or Nashville or whatever he's.
Yeah.
We have nothing set, so I don't know. I'm not going to say because I don't.
Yeah.
I'm not sure yet.
Gotcha. Jeff Stasa is in the chat. He says, stop over when you are up for a match.
I'll stop over for a whiskey in about an hour. Tell him that.
There you go. There you go, Jeff. Big Pin Productions. What up, Stace? He says, what's up, guys?
What's up?
Cool. All right. We are caught up on the chat. That's everything in the chat so far. So let's kind of move on then. Upcoming events. Joel, do you have anything that you're working towards? Any events that you want to hit coming up?
Honestly, man, like I want to hit up Cobra's East vs. West qualifier in April. And I don't really know where. I haven't like decided how if I'm gonna be balls to the wall this year, or I'm gonna, just kind of bounce around and hit certain. I don't know. And I always hit Michigan State. That's going to be one that's always on my schedule.
Yeah.
You know, I would have liked to have qualified for the Arnold. Maybe I could still get in if I call and just beg. But I don't really have anything. I don't have anything that's like on my wall when I'm training. Like, this is what I'm working towards. I don't have that right now. So,
Gotcha.
but there's a list of probably 5 things that I want to hit this year.
Gotcha. Scott Agulia in the chat. He says, "Hey Joel, are you going to pull 198 left?" I think he's talking about February 4th in Toledo.
Not if he is. After watching him in Pittsburgh, that's a strong.
Scott's left is very good.
Yeah. So I didn't know that we're talking there, and he. So correct me if I'm wrong, but Scott, you played football at Nebraska, and you didn't bother to tell me this. Like, come on, man. That's an athletic dude right there.
Yes, he is. Yep, Scott's a good dude. Training partner.
Mm-hmm.
Big Pin Productions. He says, "I'm already ahead of you on the whiskey." There you go.
Yeah, but what are you drinking? I drink. So it just so happens that that's my favorite. This is my favorite whiskey, but it just happens to be the name of my favorite arm wrestler of all time too. Like, Johnny Walker was the man. So I would love to go back and pull that dude.
How awesome would that be?
Oh man, talk about a guy built to arm wrestle.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Scott Gulia says, "Yes, sir." Okay. Let's see. How about anybody specific that you have been eyeballing as far as you've been just wanting to grip up with? Is there anybody around, even in Ohio or the surrounding areas, that you kind of just want to grip up with and see how you do?
Oh boy. Yeah, I mean, shit. I want to arm wrestle everybody. You know, I want to go to every event. I want to arm. You know what I mean? Like, I would love another. I want to be careful what I say here, because I don't want to sound like I'm calling anybody out.
Right.
But Toby Sanchez busted my ass in Toledo about 6 months ago. I would love to pull him again. He was a real nice guy. Super strong.
Toby's a good dude. Real good dude.
Whenever you lose a match, you want to try again. So
yeah.
I don't know, man. Like, so it's weird because I don't really keep tabs on arm wrestling like I used to.
Yeah, I got you.
I'm not.
Yeah.
So I don't really know who, like, there's guys out there that I'd love to pull. Like, I last time I pulled Artem, I beat him at Kentucky Muscle. Now I'm looking at this dude like, whoa,
yeah,
what the fuck are you eating? So you know, I would love to pull him again if the situation was right.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Boy, you know, so there's a bunch of guys like that, but I got to be mentally and physically right, just dialed in to commit to these things. I can't just come off the couch and
yeah.
So yeah, we'll see.
That's understandable. Very understandable. Sheila Beck is in the chat. She says, "Hey Joel, could you use any sponsorship from DB's Lounge?"
Oh, man, they make a ton of money. It's my, oh boy, I'm not even gonna go there, but it's a great place if you want to go have a beer and a whiskey. I'll tell you that right now.
Gotcha. Stacy Krupitsky says he's drinking Woodford Reserve Bourbon.
Good stuff. That's
nice.
Yeah,
nice.
It's one of my go-tos.
There you go. Stacy also says me. I think he wants to get a little grip up with you.
Hey, does he believe in God?
Oh,
start praying now. We'll see what happens.
There you go. That's awesome. Yeah, I'd love to see that match, you and Toby. That'd be a fun one.
Tell you what, it was one of those things where I didn't really know much about him, and he taught me real fast. So now it's like, all right, now I know what not to do. So
gotcha. Let's see
But
your.
I'm definitely not calling Toby out. He's busy. I talked to him not too long. He's busy with work and he's on and off training and so.
No, we definitely understand that. Scott Evans is in the chat. Scott Evans Arm Wrestling. He says, shout out from Tactical Arms in Utah. What's up, Scott?
What's going on, guys?
John Isola said, Joel's golf game is pathetic. Stick to arm wrestling.
So we have a golf league. It's the best golf league. So John's in our league. You know John. He's a better golfer than he is arm wrestler.
Oh boy.
He's by far the best golfer in our league. But he can't drink as much as the rest of the guys. It's a drinking league, so
okay.
Either he's got to learn how to drink beer, or we got to start golfing better.
Yeah. Jeez, I'm not much of a golfer anymore, but it just got too expensive. It just got too expensive for me. I'm just.
It's so frustrating too. Like you can't, you get mad at arm wrestling, you can break. You can break somebody's arm or whatever. You try to. You can't break your clubs, man. Then they cost you even more money.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just terrible.
John's laughing at you in the chat. So next topic, I wanted to get your thoughts on the East versus West pay-per-view that just happened.
Right.
Is there, did you get to watch it live?
I didn't. I did not watch it. I should have. I wanted to. I just didn't. I kind of kept up with what was happening, but I didn't sit down and watch the whole thing. I don't like try not to be too much of a fan of arm wrestling because we have our lives. I can't sit there on a Saturday afternoon and watch it, but man, some of my best, like Paul Lynn and Craig and Doug Earl, these guys are my buddies. So I have to support the things they do. But I don't really know much about the European guys. I can't pronounce their names. I don't know.
Right.
I don't know who they are. I never met them, so I can't. But there's some fucking animals, I tell you that. These guys are ridiculous.
Boy. Yeah. There's some very strong guys.
Oh, it's a whole different thing.
Think the standout match, was John Brzezinski.
Yeah.
And Irakli Zarakashvili. That was just the standout.
Yeah. John is, I cannot believe it. Was he 58 now? 58 years old?
Yeah.
That's fucking unbelievable.
Yeah.
And he's still right there.
Exactly. I was I shouldn't even be saying anything at all. Cause I obviously I only have 2 years in, but whenever he was, had him out on the outside, and I thought for sure that he was just going to come and get his shoulder behind and just press him down. I thought for sure he was going to do that. And then he just hung out there and ended up getting pressed. I was just like,
it's like a switch, man. It's a fine line between you can get that shoulder back there and when you shouldn't. And if anybody knows when that is, it's Jay. Exactly.
Yeah.
He knows.
I was waiting for it. I was literally, I was like, oh, here comes the shoulder. Here comes the shoulder. And
he was probably a half inch from it clicking in, but it never clicked in, and he
Gotcha.
Dang, here we go.
Yeah. That was such a good match though. I was wow.
Yeah, he's the GOAT. He's the man. It's amazing.
Yeah. Let's catch up with the chat. Let's see here. Scott Evans Arm Wrestling. He says, looking forward to being the guest arm wrestler super heavy at the Buckeye Brawl in Toledo, February 4th. So
he's
going to be there.
He's coming from where out? Like Utah or
Utah?
From Utah, yeah. That'd be cool. I think it's good to bring guys from the, because we're stuck in our own bubble out here.
Yeah, we do have our own bubble, don't we?
Because I've never met him, never pulled any of them guys. Really, I mean, shouldn't say any of them, but we just don't run across them. So
right, exactly.
That's pretty cool.
He said he is a Joel Hudik fan.
I appreciate it.
Yep.
Oh,
and
yeah.
he also said, yes, John will be 59 in July. Jeez. Almost 60 years old.
That's insane.
That's crazy. It's starting at myself starting at 36. I'm just like, well, some of these other guys have done it, gotten
Yeah, I mean, Todd
plateau.
didn't start till he was 36 or so, I don't think.
Yeah, but the same time, I'm just like, well, I'm not on the same league as Todd.
Well,
So
you never know. You find your what you're good at. Who knows? But John Brzenk, though,
yeah,
talk about a genetically gifted, perfect fucking arm wrestler.
Oh yeah,
it's the show me a person that even could be better. I don't know.
Not over the last 40 years, guarantee you that.
Mm-mm. Nope.
So East versus West, so you're gonna head up Cobra's event, the qualifier in Fort Wayne.
That's the plan. I told Cobra I'd be there, so I think so. I think that I definitely want to, and I'm not really so. What the weight classes of that are just basically the 198s or the 220s. I don't know. I guess I don't know how they do that over there, but
give me one second. Really, I will.
Hey, while you look at that, I got to get this cat out of here again before I kick it. Be right back.
Let's see if I can find the weight classes for that. If anybody in the chat knows the weight classes, just go ahead and post them in there. So I don't have to go looking for them, I guess. East versus West qualifier Q. Let's see here. I'm just trying to find it here on Facebook. Let's see. Frankfurt, New York. No, not that one. Southwest. No. Vancouver, Washington. No. I'm having a tough time finding the event on Facebook. Oh, well.
Okay. Just like school, man. I can't sit down that long.
Yeah. All right. So I wasn't able to find the weight classes. I'm assuming that they're probably standard, but right. I'm sure that they could be a little bit different. They're probably the same weight classes as what they use in Turkey, but
right.
I'm not sure.
I don't understand kilos, man. It's like, why does this country got to be so screwed up? Why can't we just do what the rest of the world does?
I don't know. We got to be different, and we are different, and right. That's what makes us unique.
Right.
Let's see. Scott Evans said, John was in Utah on my team for a bit. He moved to Arizona, but he flies back often to visit his daughters and granddaughters and practices with them.
Okay, cool.
That's awesome.
Guess you can fly anywhere when you work for the airline.
Right.
Yeah.
Logan Cooper says, Joel, he says, once I take out Joe Teat, I'm going to need you to start training because you're one rank ahead of him, and I'm going down the line until I get to Paul, then I'm retiring.
Boy.
Oh boy.
Better start eating your Wheaties, kid.
That's some big talk.
Yeah. Hey, might as well. He's a big, strong dude, so we'll see. But
yep.
Is he talking right or left
there, Logan? What's that?
Is he talking right or left hand? What do you say there?
Left.
Okay.
Left.
Yeah, that's fair. He can buzz through me and get right to Paul if he wants.
Yeah, right. So, did you happen to catch that Sandra Settis and Devin Larratt is actually going to have a match.
A little bit of it. I don't really know like too much about Sanders, right? Sanders Senis.
Yeah.
That's how you say it.
Yeah.
I tell you what I do know about him is he is way stronger than I think anybody thought.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he just pulled Matt Mask, right? I don't know when.
Yes. Yeah. He's versus
I don't know which version of
5, I do believe.
Yeah, I don't know what version of Matt that was, but I've been around Matt a lot, and he is a fucking big, strong man.
Yeah.
And to see what Sanders did to him, like Devin better take him serious, which he will. I
think he will.
But man, that kid, it's like he's young, right? He's only in his early mid 20 something,
late
right?
20s, early
20s?
30s, I do believe. I think he might be like 31, something like that.
Oh, really? Shit. Well, Devin ain't no spring chicken anymore. So, man, this dude's deceptively strong. He was just posing on Matt Mask and just you just don't do that.
Yeah, no. He's got one of the best teams that he's training with Coach Ray and Giannis and all them.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't know that.
What? Yeah, he's part of the Latvian.
Okay, the Latvian
crew. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well,
so he's with Coach Ray and Giannis Hamlins and stuff.
And I don't think he's going to beat Devin. I don't think he'll win one match against Devin because Devin's a fucking freak show. But
have you ever got to grip up with Devin?
A few times, yeah, and it's insane. It's like pulling on honestly a base of a tree. Like he's just doing whatever he wants, and I'm not moving. Like God, I pulled with him in Columbus, whatever, a year or two ago, and I can't bend his hand, I can't move his arm, and he's just squirming around. And this is after this is like the second day of a whole weekend practice.
Yeah.
But so it's like, what has he done to his arm, or what, over the years, like he does it different than we do it. He's not resting it like we do. He's just beating the piss out of this thing, turning it into a machine. And that, to me, like that's a whole different level of commitment.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Right.
Let's see here. Stacy Kapitsky says, I'm going to have to start hooking all you top rollers. Logan said left hand. He said, my right is as strong as my son's currently.
Ooh. But a week and a half, a week old baby?
Yeah, something like that.
So I'll pull him for the belt right-handed then in June.
Yeah, right. There you go. Logan also said Sanders made Matt look like a child, and Matt is a bad dude.
Yes. Yeah, I don't know. That's scary to think that.
I thought that match was going to be a whole lot closer. I really did.
Well, normally Matt will just like that fast top roll, and you don't see many guys hook him.
Right.
That Sanders just squeezed, which there's different rules over there too, so that's got a lot to do with it. He just squeezed and just went, and posed on him like, oh,
sunk him in. Yeah.
Who's this guy? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. But I think I'll never bet against Devin. It's hard to do.
Yeah. Let's see. Scott Evans says we have Cody Merritt, Jordan Sill, Bob Brown, and we had Craig Tullier. Craig too. Yeah.
Yeah, that's Craig Tullier.
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha.
The Louisiana thing.
Gotcha. He said tactical arms.
That's a strong team right there. Jordan Sill is an absolute Cody Merritt's.
Oh yeah,
obviously.
Joe Teeple said for the weight categories, it's 75 kg, 85, 95, 105, and open. He thinks for East versus West is what he found. Right. If that's right, not sure. Don't know a whole lot about it.
Right. So that's
probably would know more.
That's probably the same as what they do. It's the 98. It's that 198 is the. What is it, the 90 whatever?
I think it's 95 kg. I think.
Yeah. Yep. I wasn't sure how they did that. What the hell the deal was. But
I'm not sure either.
I'll call Cobra and say, Cobra, I'm like 202. Am I good? I'll be there in an hour. So weigh me in.
There you go. Are you planning on being in Columbus for the Arnold's?
Dude, when is the Arnold's? Is it in April?
March.
Oh, March.
March.
Yeah.
Yeah, beginning of first weekend of March.
I don't know. Maybe, possibly. I love going to the Arnold, so I haven't really. So last year I was down there competing, and this year I don't even know what the hell they're doing.
Right.
So it's a great time. So yeah, maybe come down.
I don't know if I told you, but Leonard called me and invited me to ref with him at the Arnold's.
No kidding.
How cool is that? Yeah.
You want some advice?
Yeah.
Fuck. If somebody fouls, call it.
Oh yeah.
If somebody
Yeah.
wiggles their pinky toe in the ref's grip, call it.
Yeah.
Because that's what yeah. So that's awesome, dude. You get to be up there on the main stage reffing.
I'm
Yes.
looking forward to that. It's going to be a great learning experience.
Yes. It's
Learning from the man
different.
himself.
Yeah, he's the best ref in the game, in my opinion. Like he's the most consistent dude who's gonna call, everything, regardless of who you are,
right,
the right way.
Gotcha.
Yep.
So hopefully you can make it down there, and I think there's going to be a nice practice after the event.
And maybe I'll call him up and see if he can just go ahead and put me in the bracket.
Yeah, I'm not sure. He told me that there was 100 competitors.
Yeah,
100.
Yeah, boy.
So I'm not sure if I can't remember if he said if that's maxed out or not. I'm not sure.
Yeah, have you ever been down there for the arm or for the?
I've not been able to be down there yet. This is my first experience, and
so you're on the main stage at the Arnold Classic, and then there's the jumbotrons. All the screens are pointed at you.
Yeah.
There's I don't know, fuck 1 million people come through that building in a weekend. It's insane.
Wow.
People everywhere, wall to wall. And it's the arm wrestling, like when they take the tables up there, man, like let's get match for like an hour, and we're off the stage, and here come the power lifters. So it's a real fast deal. So
I heard it was really quick.
Yeah. It's not like as quick as they say, but it's quicker than, obviously the tournaments we go to that are all fucking day long and you just want to go home. But yeah, it's fun, man. You're going to like the Arnold. You're going to love it.
Yeah. I'm definitely looking forward to the experience. I've never been involved in anything so big. Yeah.
It's how they do the weigh-ins and the meetings. Like I was sitting there one year at the Arnold and I had my paperwork and I'm listening to the rules, and I'm in the meeting room, and all of a sudden some dude sits down next to me and like fucking elbows me and about knocks me out of my chair. And it was an accident. I'm irritated. I just cut like 15 pounds and I'm pissed off. And I look over and I'm like, it's fucking Randy Couture. I'm like, dude, there's nothing I can do about it. Like, all right, I'll just scoot my chair over.
Yeah. Special guest Randy Couture.
Yeah. And I got talking to him a little bit about, we got a low battery. All right, I'm back. Yeah, so got talking about wrestling and arm wrestling. So it's cool to meet a guy, and I met him probably 3 or 4 times.
That's cool.
Yeah, so he'll probably be there. You'll get to meet him. He comes every year to do the arm wrestling.
That'll be cool. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the event, man. I really am. It's mainly just the learning experience for myself and the reffing. That's mainly what I'm taking from the entire thing.
They ref so strict at those, but that's what arm wrestling should be, I think.
Yeah.
Not made for TV like the WAL where they're gonna let the shit slide. It's arm wrestling what it should be. Regardless of who the fuck you are, you're gonna win or lose this match.
Yep, exactly.
Right.
So anybody that's watching, if you guys have any more questions for Joel, we're going to be wrapping it up here pretty soon. If you guys have any questions or comments, post them in the chat. Let's get those asked before too long here. But I'm really looking forward to that. I'll be reffing also up at the Buckeye Brawl. So if you're there, I'll be reffing that.
Yeah,
one.
I'm going to be there supporting. I might pull, maybe, if I'm feeling up. My elbow's been Cody kind of tweaked a little bit. I'm not going to lie. So,
right.
Yeah, I was at work with my brother like 2 days later. We're hanging like 14-foot 5/8 sheets of drywall.
Oh boy.
And it just felt like something just came apart. I'm like, God damn it. Here's another 2 weeks of being careful with it.
Yeah. Bill Connor said the beast. So if you know Bill.
Yeah.
Scott Evans said, good show, Billy, as usual. Thank you, Scott. Tony Stansberry, the Arnold is a blast.
Yep.
Awesome. I'm looking forward to that. That's
gonna you're gonna walk around and get a bunch of free supplements, and there's so many like strength sport celebrities, if that's what you want to call them. Like you're gonna run into Frank Shamrock and all these old UFC guys, and they're everywhere, man. It's just a cool thing to go see and it's all right there. So it's fucking cool.
Yeah.
Might actually really talking me into going now.
There you go. Bill Connor, going to be at the Rumble, right, Billy? Yes, I'm planning on being there if I don't have what I thought was going to happen. So it doesn't look like that was going to happen. So most likely I'll be at the Rumble, Bill. Aaron, I'm gonna mess this last name up. Fufal. How many years of arm wrestling before the horrible elbow pain goes away?
The horrible pain or just the terrible pain?
Horrible elbow pain goes away. He's wanting to know how long or how many years.
Oh boy, I think it's different for everybody, obviously, but it'll go away. It'll go away. It'll get better. It'll come and go. You just got to learn to deal with it.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all it is.
Mine was 3 months. That's what mine was.
I've had about every injury from my fingers, wrist, inside, outside elbow. I've had everything except for a broken arm, to be honest, and it all goes away. You don't even realize it when it does. So, right. We like the pain. We're arm wrestlers.
Oh man, I tell you what, it's a sport of pain. It's constant. You put yourself in pain.
Cobra told me a long time ago, you just got to thank the pain. Just say thank you to it, and that's it. So, this is a really weird thing, but that's what he said.
Yep. Scott Evans says WL claims it's coming back. So we'll see. There's that usually comes out once every few months.
Right. I'll whatever.
We'll see what happens. Stacy Pinksy says, Aaron, never. He said the pain never goes away.
I didn't want to say that, but yeah.
Scott Evans said, hell yeah, Buckeye Brawl boys. Let's go.
So that's down.
Aaron,
that's the Buckeye.
What's that?
The Buckeye Brawl is it's the one on Jed's on Holland, Sylvania, right? Correct?
Yes.
That's Marshall's event.
Yep.
Yeah. So everybody if some people are watching that are from like my area, the Jed's on Holland, Sylvania, like in Angola, they know where it is.
Yep.
That's February 4th. That's where we'll be.
Yep. Aaron Footfall says, can I ask this then? Does it get better so that you can train arm wrestling and weights in the same week?
Absolutely. I just got to know how old is this? I don't know. Like, how old are you and all this? Like, there's a different answer for everybody.
Right.
But absolutely, it does. You got to just build your tendons up. You got to make them like iron, I guess, as close as you can. Like, just beat on them until.
That's what. Man,
I mean,
anytime anybody asks me about anything, I just say blood flow. You do one table practice a week, and you do blood flow 3 or 4 times a week. 1,000 reps, 10, 15 pounds each.
Well,
item.
Todd Hutchings told me, like, when you drink beer, it's called vasodilation. It thins your blood, heals you. So Beer drinkers are, I think stronger. So,
There you
but
go.
you do have to, everybody's different though. You have to train, you have to heal, you have to do the blood flow things. You have to, but you also really have to man the fuck up and beat the shit out of yourself. That's the key.
Yeah.
That's the main thing.
Yeah. I think sometimes, me personally, I don't go hard enough at practice sometimes.
Yeah. You almost got to get to the point of injury almost. Like if you feel like your bones are cracked the next day, but they're not, then you're good. Like that's
Right.
what you got to take it to the extreme, in my opinion.
Yeah. Right. I gotcha. Let's see. Jonas, nice show, guys. Looking forward to the next one. Awesome. Thank you. Wilkie, Jeff Wilkinson, he says, way to go, Billy. Way to go, Joel. Yins are doing great things. Thanks for chatting, Joel.
I'm trying to get back on the thing here because I can't see. Yes, anytime, guys. This is awesome. I'll come on here and talk to you whenever you need somebody to dress.
I'm gonna do another Ohio arm wrestling community podcast here soon.
All right.
We'll probably do another one of those soon, so we'll get a whole bunch of people on here.
That'd be cool because there's a lot of guys in Ohio that I love to talk shit to.
That'll be a good one. Joe Teeple, he says, great show, guys. Good luck, Joel.
Thanks, Teapot. It's been a long time since I've seen you. We got to get together one of these days.
Yep. So Aaron Fufal says, no, listen, we get it every time it lasts week, but we still arm wrestle anyway.
That's it. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Beat it up.
Beat it up.
Because, I mean, if you're getting paid to do this, right, it's your job and you're going to work and you're getting sore, you're not allowed to say I'm sore. You have to go to work and you have to keep doing it. That's how you build. I call it grown man shit. Like that's how you do it. So go to practice every week, beat the piss out of yourself, be miserable. If you're happy, you're not getting better. Just do it that way. Just be a miserable, mean, angry, sore dude. The only way to do it.
Nice. Make sure you're taking notes, Aaron. Scott Evans says he's flying 1,700 miles for the event.
Oh, shit.
1,700 miles. Jeez.
Marshall better be paying for
that. Stacy Fincy, Big Pen Productions, he says, Aaron, make sure you're not injured. There's a big difference between pain and injury.
Correct. But you'll know when you're injured. Even if you're injured, I've been injured. Eventually, you're going to figure out that shit, man. No, I'm not hurt anymore.
Right.
I don't know. People are different. I don't know how, but
I think arm wrestlers are like the worst type of athlete that just neglects going to that doctor.
Oh yeah, never. No, just if I didn't see my arm snap in half and it fell over to the side, if that happens, I'll go to the doctor. But it's yet to happen, so
right.
The shit will reattach itself. I promise. I don't know how, but it does.
Yeah. Aaron said, right, I agree. Muscle pain is easy to recover from compared to tendon pain, if that's what it is.
So correct me if I'm wrong. So your muscles attached to your tendons attached to your bones. That's what I think.
Do believe so.
So, your muscles can be strong, but if your tendon attachment points, wherever they are, these things have to be like Spider-Man's fucking grip. Like that's what you're building. You're building all that. So
yeah,
you need to just beat on it. Yeah, that's it.
I agree. Josh Croxall, he says, pull hard every practice. You'll forget about it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. Logan Cooper says, you'll need to pull in practice like me and Christian when I come up there. We leave it all on the table. Yeah, those two guys, they go hard.
Yeah.
Stacy says he's down. Aaron also says, LOL, I will say that the pain is so bad it might as well be an injury. Okay, might want to go to the doctor for that one then.
Yeah, I mean, or just wait it out. Maybe
just wait it. That'd be all right. Be all right.
Yeah, I mean, don't listen to me when it comes to that shit. I don't know.
Right. Joe Teeple said, I'm going to definitely try to make Jed's. Would love to see the event. If not, we'll definitely stop out and have a beer.
Absolutely, brother. Doors always open.
Yep. John Isola says, breaking bones will heal stronger.
John broke both of his arms.
Oh, my goodness.
Actually, arm wrestling on a table.
Oh, my goodness.
This crazy son bitch is still arm wrestling. He's both of them right at the spiral fracture point.
Oh, boy.
And what got him back into it was his son, Brock.
Yeah.
Brock's a fucking absolute monster if he'd ever get his head out of his ass and start training. But that's what got John back into it. Oh, boy, he got a low battery. So, yeah, John's broken both of his arms, and I don't know what I would do. Like, what would you do? If you broke, I mean, I don't know.
I tell you what, I guarantee you my wife would not want me to arm wrestle ever again.
Hell no.
Nobody
would.
They'd be like, what are you, stupid?
Yeah, what the hell's wrong with you? Hold on, there we go.
You got your charger plugged in there?
Yeah, I just had to check and see if it was. Should be good here.
Yeah. We're going to wrap it up here soon anyway, but we'll go over the last few comments here. Scott Evans, arm wrestling. I'm grateful. He is. I think he's talking about Marshall.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Perfect. Good for you, man. That's good.
Yep. Logan says correct, Joel. So I think that's just talking about something else.
Right.
Bill Connor says Bob Brown has good videos about tendon healing and recovery.
Bob Brown's like a mad scientist when it comes to everything arm wrestling.
Gotcha.
So if you do, so go to Bob Brown's arm wrestling. I think there's a YouTube page.
Yep.
You'll learn a lot of shit.
Yep. Stacy Kopinski, Big Pen Production says, by the way, I'm at the bar. It's difficult to hear you guys.
But that's probably not a bad thing when I speak. So, nobody wants to hear me talk.
Right. Travis Pickering is in the chat. Travis Pickering arm wrestling. He says, hey, all. Man, we still got 25 people on here, man. Joel, do you got anything you want to let anybody know? The chat, you still got quite a few people on here.
Yeah, no, just all the people that are watching, thanks for watching, and all the arm wrestlers keep training hard and all that good stuff. I appreciate everybody. Everybody is watching and commenting, and appreciate you for having me on. It's fun.
Yeah, I appreciate you coming on. I really do. Once again, anybody that's still in the chat, if you guys haven't subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. We're trying to grow East Ohio Arm Wrestling. So if you would bounce out of the chat, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button on the video, share the video so we can get some views on it. We really appreciate
and people never pay attention to that part. You need to subscribe to the goddamn thing. Do it.
Yeah.
They never. I don't do it.
Oh, let's see here. Wilkie says there's always leg wrestling. Nice. Bill Connor says congrats on your win, champ. Very entertaining matchup.
Thank you.
That it was. But Joel, I really appreciate you being on the podcast, man. I really do. It was a very entertaining conversation. I really appreciate you taking the time out of your evening to spend it with us, and really, really, really appreciate it, man.
Oh yeah, man. I appreciate you having me on. Like I said, without the snowstorm outside, we got there's a big northwest Ohio. We got 3 inches of snow, so nobody can drive. So,
oh geez. We were supposed to get it, and then they canceled school, and then it was 50 degrees by noon.
Yeah, so we got the full 3 inches here, which there's a big shield around us. You guys always get it out there.
Yeah, you guys up towards Toledo, you guys normally get hammered with a good amount of snow, don't you?
Not like Cleveland and out that direction. We usually, it's like
Oh.
it splits us, man. So
I
we get
gotcha.
snow, but nothing like out East Ohio, I should say.
Oh, okay. I gotcha. Yeah, man, the past few years we haven't got a whole lot, but I tell you what, that deep chill that we had a few weeks ago, that was,
Dude, I had frozen shit everywhere, pipes, everything. It was terrible.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
So,
Joel, I appreciate you, man. Thank you again. I really appreciate you coming on, man. I really do.
I appreciate you too.
Hey, everybody
we'll
in the
talk soon,
chat,
man.
thanks everybody for being in the chat with us, keeping the conversation going. Really appreciate it. Once again, if you guys can subscribe, like the video, really appreciate it. Thank you guys so much.
Yep.
And everybody have a wonderful evening. Joel, you have a great evening.
I will see you in Toledo, and I'll see you at the Arnold, bud.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We will see you guys next time. God bless.
Right. Peace.
See ya.